Should make very interesting reading because there was lots of drama in that fourth and final leg of the solos. Lots of positions did change.
As we now pick up the pieces with leg 4 for the sidecars, and I can tell you that after 3 legs it is all very, very tight indeed. If you've looked at the back of the programme, you'll see that the finals, the A final, only automatically takes 5 outfits. So the winner of the B final gets a second chance, and they can actually win the B final and get into the A final. So at the moment, as far as the point scoring is concerned, over 3 legs, number 25, Colin Blackburn, is on 21 points. 69 and 184, that's John Hiscock and Matt Tyrrell together on 17. Paul Whitelum and Richard Thomas on 16. Matt Frommerola and Miles Simmons on 15. John Halsey and Rob Wilson on 14 points. So there's a lot to be sorted in these last rides, and not least to say in this very first one we've got John Hiscock on the inside, Rob Wilson next to him, Matt Frommerola in grid 3. Get underway, and I shouldn't ignore the fact that right on the outside was Paul Whitelum, because it's Paul Whitelum that's got to the front as they go into the first turn. Rob Wilson is right there behind him as those two break away going out that bottom turn, and John Hiscock's had a brilliant bottom turn. Rob Wilson lost it coming out of the bend, has gone very, very wide and literally allowed everybody to come through on the inside of him. As they go round that top turn, it is Paul Whitelum that's got the lead. John Hiscock sitting there in second place. Matt Frommerola is a rider in third, and not wanting to be left out of it at all is number 4, James Rogers and Chris Wall. They're sitting in 4th place at the moment. So a lot of work to be done from Rob Wilson, who was only on 14 points after 3 rides. Not forgetting, of course, that if they get into that B final, there is that last-ditch chance of a win in the B, gets them into the A. Paul Whitelum and Terry Saunders looking in very determined mood to make sure that they automatically get a place in that A final. Although we saw a challenge from John Hiscock, a brilliant first turn from John Hiscock and Gareth Bemister. It looks as if they're going to have to be content with that second place. As they come off the top turn, it is Paul Whitelum that takes maximum points. John Hiscock and Gareth Bemister in second. Matt Frommerola and Andy Wilson in third. So what will that do to the overall points? So race 25 then, the first of the leg 4 qualifiers, and a win for number 92, Paul Whitelum and Terry Saunders. In second place, number 184, John Hiscock and Gareth Bemister. Third place, number 5, Matt Frommerola and Andy Wilson. Fourth place, number 4, James Rogers and Chris Wall. And in 5th place, number 24, Rob Wilson and Ian Well. The winning time, 119.45, 119.45, 50.65 the average speed, 50.65 the average speed. Well, I was looking at race 26 and I was thinking that I can't see any of the top point scorers, which means that all of our top point scorers will be going against each other in 27 and 28. So this one could be one where one of the riders that hasn't quite scored so well, perhaps looking at Clive Stoneman. He's on 13 points from 3 rides. A good ride here would knock him up into the 20s. Ryan Partridge, Andy Colvin first to the line. Only 2 other outfits out on the circuit at the moment. One of those is in fact the reserve Will Offham. So no Duncan Tolhurst, no Paul Johnson, no So the reserve comes in, Will Offham and Clive Stoneman, who I'm sure has probably realised that a good ride here will put him right back into contention, if not to get into that A final, to certainly in a good position in the B. Clive not happy with things at the moment. Starter pulls them in line, up go the tapes, we get underway. As they sort themselves out going into that first turn, it is Ryan Partridge that's got the lead. Clive Stoneman sitting there in second place, trying to find a way through on the inside. Is there a gap created? There certainly is, and Clive Stoneman takes it. Well, the early lead from Ryan Partridge being taken, he drops him back into third place. But Clive Stoneman doing exactly what I expected him to do. Peter Lloyd is the rider that's now taken over this. Peter Lloyd and Terry Madley working their way through, going up the back straight. As Clive Stoneman, I don't know whether he's thinking that maybe a second place is going to be enough for him, but I think he could have done with the extra 2 points. But there's no answer to Peter Lloyd at the moment. Into the last lap they go. The early leader Ryan Partridge back in third place. A reserve will off, and there's problems for Peter Lloyd by the look of it. He looks over his shoulder, went very, very wide coming out of that pit bend. Clive Stoneman realised it as well and quickly closed the gap, but Peter Lloyd has got the power back on. And he now comes off that top turn and looks for his first win of the afternoon as he goes over the checkered flag. Or even over the line. Passing the checkered flag, that's probably better English, isn't it? So, race 26 then, and indeed a win for outfit number 18, Peter Lloyd and Terry Madley. In second place, number 57, that's Clive Stoneman, Roland Broomfield. In third place, number 514, Ryan Partridge and Andy Colvin. And fourth place, number 80, that's our reserve coming in, Will Offham. And the winning time, 124.45, 124.45, 47.65, 47.65 the average speed. So race 27 it is, as this is the concluding part of the sidecar competition for qualifying anyway. We've got the big finals to come for 2005. As we look at race 27, we see out once again Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam Jr. They lead the competition from 3 rides and 3 wins. Richard Thomas goes in this one as well, number 60. Oh, Craig Palmer, passengering for Richard Thomas this afternoon, and they're on 16 points from the first 3 rides. Ivor Matthews a long way down on 11 points from 3 rides. He knows he's got to do well, and not forgetting Miles Simmons on 15 points as well. Oh, they get underway. Colin Blackburn's got a good run on the inside. You can see that Ivor Matthews is getting tangled with him as well. Richard Thomas got the advantage of it though. Richard Thomas has got himself to the front. Oh, Colin Blackburn responds once again. Ivor Matthews has gone very, very wide. Miles Simmons comes through in that third place. It is Colin Blackburn that's having to sit in second place. He hasn't been in this position all afternoon. He's had 3 straight wins. Richard Thomas it is that's got the lead on him at the moment. Craig Palmer working hard on the back of Richard Thomas this afternoon as they slot into that bottom turn, and Colin Blackburn follows him for the moment. Miles Simmons trying to stay as close to those front 2 as he possibly can. Now I think Colin Blackburn lost his drive coming out of that bottom turn. Means he's had to sit back in that second place. Richard Thomas still with the lead then, off that top turn, goes towards the last lap flag as he comes past us this time. Colin Blackburn still right there with him, looking to pounce. Might be thinking to himself that a second place is enough in this last of the qualifying rides for him. He knows he's on 21 points, so that second place is certainly going to guarantee him a place in the A final. And I'm pretty sure that with the 7 points for the win, Richard Thomas is going to be there as well. As the checker flag is made ready for them to come down past us, that's a good win in their fourth leg ride for Richard Thomas and Craig Parmenter. So race 27, it starts to make the point situation look interesting. We've got a win for number 60, Richard Thomas and Craig Parmenter. In second place, number 25, Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam Jr. In third place, number 9, Miles Simmons and Kevin Woodley. Fourth place, number 15, Ivor Matthews and Kevin Williams. And in fifth place, number 14, Chris Winterburn and Jamie Laurie. 119.08, 119.08, 50.89 the average speed, 50.89. So we transfer those points over, and we've got one more qualifying leg to go. Race 28 in your programme. Well, if you haven't scored points already, then this is the last opportunity to do it. Probably our attention's turning to Matt Tyrrell and John Halsey, and we just learned from the pits that John Halsey has machinery problems, so he's actually coming out on Duncan Tolhurst's spare machine. So we look to the last qualifying ride for the sidecar competition. Leg 4 it is, race 28 in your programme. And we watch the see it go. John Halsey made a very good start. Remember, he's on borrowed machinery for this last ride, but he's got himself in front. And Matt Tyrrell had all sorts of problems. He was certainly one of the point scorers that could have elevated himself into that A final. So disaster strikes for Matt Tyrrell and Sean Yates as they push the machinery off into the centre green. Oh, John Halsey, who missed out on one ride, you'll remember, knows he had to get good points in this one. He's going about it exactly the right way. Ainley Amos and Rob Winterburn having a bit of battle for that second place. And as they sort themselves out, you can see that the battle still is raging for that third place. And as we get up to the top bend for the second time, John Halsey quickly getting used to Duncan's machinery. And Rob Winterburn now very much consolidating himself in that second place. And Matt Tyrrell at last gets that machinery going. Oh, that really is a disappointment for Matt Tyrrell as he was on 17 points from 3 rides. Even a reasonable ride here would have guaranteed him a place in the A final. Checkered flag goes for John Halsey. Rob and Tristan Winterburn finish in second. And Simon Wall, I think, in third. Ainley Amos in fourth. Disappointing for Matt Tyrrell. In fact, that was one of the heats where everybody kept going. The official result of race 28, though, is a win for outfit number 13, John Halsey and Jason Glennie. Second to them, number 48, Rob and Tristan Winterburn. Third place, number 21, Simon Wall and Kevin Jones. Fourth place, number 87, Ainley Amos and Simon Beanie. And in fifth place, number 51, Rick McCauley and Phil Stoneman. 120.04 was the winning time, 120.04, 50.28 they averaged, 50.28. And the winner, remind you, the winner goes to the A final. They are number 9, number 5, number 57, 69, 24, 4, and reserve if required is number 15. race 30 is the solo B final, and I'll give you the numbers of these so we can get them all in the programmes quickly. I'm sure Colin will go in a bit more detail once we get to the races. It's 33, 98, 10, 44, 11, 9, 22 and 97. Race 31 is the Sidecar A final. At the moment, 5 qualifiers: 25, 60, 92, 184 and 13. Those are the automatic qualifiers for the A final. The 6th place to be taken by the winner of the B. Race 32, the final race of the 2005 Burn-Up, the Solo A final. Number 1, 89, 95, 8, 86, 4 and 42. Again, one rider missing. The winner of the B final joins those automatic qualifiers. No need to rush off. Hopefully Colin and I will be able to get things organised for a presentation of awards once we discover who has become the winners of the 2005 Bonfire Burn-Up. In, as it quite rightly says in your programme, its 21st year. Some fascinating names in that list of winners, or officially the Roll of Honour as it's called. Way back in 1984, winning Trevor Banks and Steve Jewis and Martin Paul. They certainly were some names from the past. But Roger Mesa here as clerk of the course this afternoon featured really in the late 80s, 86, 87, 88, and again in 91. So they come to the line for race 29. This one's sponsored by Glenny Hire. It's the Burn-Up B final, and remember the all-important place is number 1. If you win this one, you get into that A final. Rob Wilson is in there in what is gate 4. He's in the middle of the track. There's some very capable riders going out in this B final. Matt Frumroller just missed out, and Miles Simmons just missed out. They go from grids 2 and 3. Clive Stoneman, the last to come in line, he's got that inside gate. And remind you, this is 4 laps. The winner automatically takes the place in that A final. They get underway and Rob Wilson has made a flyer of a start. Well, he dives into that first turn as the rest sort themselves out, but it is Rob Wilson and Ian Well that have got away in that first turn. He's gone very, very wide though. He's gone tremendously wide and he's lost that place to, I believe, Matt Tyrrell that's come through, who had that disaster in his 4th qualifying ride, and he knows that there's a last-ditch chance of getting into that A final. It is indeed Matt Tyrrell that's got the lead, as Rob Wilson stays very, very close to him. Clive Stoneman's got that 3rd place at the moment. All sorts of problems for Matt Frumroller as he goes off the centre of the circuit and rejoins the track a bit further down. But the eyes, I'm sure, are on those front 2. Matt Tyrrell and Sean Yates have got it just from Rob Wilson and Ian Whale at the moment as they come round off that top turn. Rob Wilson has got all sorts of problems. He goes off into the centre green. And as the marshal gets himself back up on his feet, I can see that Matt Tyrrell and Sean Yates have now got it all their own way as Rob Wilson had spun on that top turn. And as they come down towards the last lap flag, Matt Tyrrell knows that this means a place in the A final. Clive Stoneman a long way back as he's beaten off the opposition. Miles Simmons, after that tremendous win last weekend, is going to have to sit back and watch the A final for the 2005 Burn-Up. As we see the checkered flag being made ready, and we now know the complete lineup for the A final as Matt Tyrrell and Sean Yates come across the line and take the checkered flag. They'll be out in that A final. So, race 29, the first of our big finals. 4 laps completed, and the win very important indeed for number 69, Matt Tyrrell and Sean Yates. They go into the A final, race 31 in your programme. Second to them was number 57, that's Clive Stoneman and Roland Broomfield. In third place, number 9, Miles Simmons. Fourth place, number 5, Matt Pomerola. And fifth place, number 4, James Rogers. The winning time, 146.12, 146.12. 50.58. We now know the complete lineup for the Bonfire Burn-Up 2005 Sidecar Final. Colin, we need to find the last place for the solos.
Thank you very much, Tim. Drama indeed in that B final of the sidecars. This is the B final for the solos. Looks we've only got 4. The places 5 in fact. The winner goes through, of course, to the big A final. Number 98, Christoph Dubanoff. Number 11, Stefan Katter out there. 33, Richard Smith. Number 9, Mitch Godden. And number 44, Vince Kinchin, are the riders that come out then for the B final. The winners get that place in that coveted A final. The B final is sponsored by the White Hart. And always remember, support the people who sponsor the sport of Grasstrack racing. Christoph Dubanoff goes for the inside there. Stefan Katz next to him. Then we got Richard Smith, then we got Vince Kinchin, and then we've got Mitch Godden on the outside of the 5 riders for race 30. Away they go, Mitch Godden gets an absolute flyer. Stefan Cat is the riders going, then Cat gets a corner first. Godden sweeps around the outside. Richard Smith trying to find a way through on the inside as they go in the back straight for the first time. Then it's Godden who leads in the back straight the first time, with Cat in second place. And Richard Smith working his way through. A big handful there from Richard Smith. Sees him go through from 4th to 3rd, and Vince Kinchin's following him through as well. As it's still Mitch Godden who leads, so they complete lap number 1 then. From Richard Smith in second place, Christoph Dubanoff in 3rd. He loses that 3rd place to Vince Kinchin. With Stefan Cat in 5 as they go to the back straight. Once again it's still Godden with a clear lead from Smith in 2nd. Kinchin's up to 3rd. Relegating Dubanoff to 4 with Cat in 5th place. That's the 5. They get a little bit spread out now in this B final. The winner goes straight through to the big A final, and it's Mitch Godden who's picked up the points when he's coming to reserve the lead in B final then from Richard Smith getting a little bit close in 2nd. Vince Kinchin consolidating that 3rd. Christoph Dubanoff in 4. Stefan Cat dropping back in 5, and Richard Smith is definitely pegging back the ground on Mitch Godden as they go to the back straight. Once again Richard Smith has got thrown into Mitch Godden. Mitch Godden returns a compliment by diving back through on the inside. Super action in these difficult conditions. Richard Smith again lifts and gets inside Mitch Godden. They both almost come down, and that's allowed Kinchin to come to the lead. As Kinchin goes from 3rd to 1st and leads into that top corner. Poorly from Tom. Godden gets back to the 2nd, but they're getting Smith to 3rd. Tremendous action in this B final for this one coveted place for the A final. As Vince Kinchin leads into the pits corner then for the final time. It's Mitch Godden in 2nd, Richard Smith in 3rd. So Vince Kinchin has come from absolutely nowhere to win the place in the A final. Vince Kinchin wins it. It's Richard Smith in 2nd, Mitch Godden in 3rd. Tremendous racing between those 3 on that 3rd lap. We then got Christoph Dubanoff in 4 and Stefan Cat in 5th place. So Mitch Godden and Richard Smith are scrapping it out. They virtually brought one another up on that 3rd lap, and that allowed Vince Kinchin to pick up an awful amount of ground and came through to snatch the victory on the run in for the line. To win for number 44, Vince Kinchin. 2nd, number 33, Richard Smith. And 3rd, number 9, Mitch Godden. 4th, number 8, Christoph Dubanoff. And 5th, number 11, Stefan Cat. The winning time for 4 laps, 1 minute 38.45. 1 minute 38.45. The speed 54.52 miles per hour. 54.52 miles per hour. Over to Jim for the big sidecar final.
Well, indeed, the officials around the circuit saying that we want to try and get some more markers back in for these big A finals. Obviously very, very difficult conditions. The riders trying to gain a little bit of, well, I was almost going to say dry land there basically, but green grass if you like. So they're trying to get the markers back in place on both bends, ready for these big A finals, because this is the big final. This is the burn-up for 2005, and the lineup includes number 25, Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam Jr. They get first choice of gate. Outfit number 60 is Richard Thomas, and new passenger for this afternoon, Craig Parmenter. Number 92, Paul Whitelam and Terry Suter. Number 184 is John Hiscock, and I should remember who's riding for John this afternoon, but oh, of course it's Gareth Bemister. Right, I should remember that, shouldn't I? Right, John Hiscock and Gareth Bemister. Outfit number 13 is the outfit that was last of the qualifiers. John Hiscock. No, it's not. I've already done him. It was John Halsey and Jason Glennie. John Halsey and Jason Glennie. And the last place that we've just seen the winner of the B final, Matt Tyrrell and Sean Yates. So they, in fact, get the gate that's left by all the others. So once the finals have been completed, we'll get the honours all together and we get the top 3 riders up on the winners podium for a presentation. So as I mentioned before, no need to rush off. There will be the fireworks, as traditionally is the close of the season and the end of the Bonfire Burn-Up. Oh, I'm intrigued to see where people are taking the positions on the gate. John Halsey and Jason Glennie, remember, on Duncan Tolhurst machinery. Richard Thomas, he's got that middle gate. Colin Blackburn is the one to watch. He's on grid 3. So remind you, this is over 4 laps. This is the 2005 Bonfire Burn-Up. Not the best of conditions this afternoon, but indeed the competition as equally hot as it always is in this burn-up competition. The Mark starter moving away, they get underway, and indeed it is Richard Thomas has made the best of the starts. Richard Thomas it is that dives into the front as they go into that first turn. He's got a bike's length on second place riders there as they sort themselves out in that bottom turn. They're all bunching together, but Richard Thomas has had the chance to get away. Richard Thomas it is that goes into that top turn as the battle still rages further down the field. But off the top turn for the first time, it's Richard Thomas that leads. They've managed to get the track markers back in. Everybody stays on the circuit. It's John Halsey that's in second. Matt Tyrrell that's in third place at the moment. But that, I don't think, is anyway decided yet, as those places look to be changing. John Halsey, remember, on borrowed machinery, goes up the back straight in second place. He's got to try and close that gap if he's going to have any chance of attacking that lead of Richard Thomas and Craig Parmenter, but they come off that top turn looking very much in control. Richard Thomas it is that leads. John Halsey in second. The battle is raging for third place. Colin Blackburn trying to get on terms with Matt Tyrrell and Sean Yates, and Matt Tyrrell turns it over on that bottom turn. Completely spun round on that bottom turn. And there's all sorts of problems with Paul Whitelam completely spinning his machine round and coming to a park. But some brilliant riding from Paul Whitelam. I'm sure all of you on that bottom turn were watching exactly what was happening. He could see what was happening, was struggling to do anything about it, but managed to keep it under control. Well, Richard Thomas and Craig Palmer, I'm sure, will be very disappointed it's been brought to a halt. Riding from Paul Whitelam to avoid any more serious problems. But the rest of the outfits, I'm sure, will take the opportunity to get back into the pits to refuel, because of course we will have to restart.
Yes indeed, Jim. So the big Bonfire Burnup solo final of 2005, sponsored by Bob Videos, and Theo Piper the first to come into the grid. Number 89, Jason Hanley, comes in alongside him. Rennie Van Weel goes for the inside. Number 4, Andrew Appleton. 3 riders, of course, Tatum, Piper and Handley all went in through on equal points for choice of gates for this 2005 Solo Burn-Up Final. Calvin Tatum comes in alongside Jason Hanley. Paul Hurry, good to the dark horse, he's alongside Jason. Then Glenn Phillips, the old pipe with the rider waiting for the settle. Vince Kinchin qualified by the B final, he's on the outside. Inside for him is Andrew Appleton. They settle for the 4 lap. Bonfire Burnup 2005 Solo Final. Everybody seems ready to start, could be so vital. Waiting for the final one to settle. Oh, and Calvin Kelly gets a fire there, then ragged start there. Ragged start there. What is going to be done about that ragged start for race 32? To start this race 32, Bonfire Burnup Solo 8 Final 2005. The drama continues with sidecar men all on the middle of the track, waiting to have their second bite of the cherry. The restaging of race number 31. The solos come back up into line again. Calvin Tatum has been handicapped 20 yards for this Solo A final for the infringement at the tapes. And we're waiting for Glenn Phillips to come into line. And they spotted, as the starter spotted Glenn Phillips, who's just making his way up into line now for this Solo 8 final, a big final of the day, the Solo Burnup for 2005. Away they go, Jason Hanley makes a good start, and the old Piper leads into that top corner, and somebody cuts towards the middle of the track. Calvin Tatum has left a long way behind at the back as they go in the back straight for the first time. It's Theo Piper lead. Looks as if Jason Hanley's in trouble there in third place. He was in second, he's dropped back to third place. I think it's Paul Hurry that's gone through into that second place position. They come out of the pits corner and through the completely opening lap then. It's Theo Piper leads it then from Paul Hurry in second place. Jason Hanley in all sorts of trouble. They're stopping back to the field. They move through into that top corner once again. Piper storms away to the back straight. Paul Hurry holds it. Somebody's dropped. Looks like Jason Hanley has dropped it upon that top corner. Rennie Van Weel holds the third place position. Getting a bit spread out now in the race 32, the Solo A final. Theo Piper the clear leader then. From Paul Hurry still there in second place. It is Rennie Van Weel that's gone for the third. It's Jason Hanley in fourth, so it wasn't actually Vince Kinchin in fact who fell up on that top corner. Difficult to see with the mud spattered leathers they're wearing, but Theo Piper is a long way clear at the front as Paul Hurry is in second place into that pits corner. It's still Van Weel in third with Hanley trying to close the gap in before they move on to the last lap. Then Piper is the clear leader. Then Hurry in second place, Van Weel in third. Hanley is in fourth place. They're absolutely splattered in one after doing 4 laps of this rain-soaked circuit. They're in amongst the back markers as Theo Piper goes into the pit. Oh, and Theo Piper drops it. Theo Piper has dropped it on the entry to the pits corner for the final lap. Drama indeed, we're in the final corner. And Paul Hurry is coming to the win, the Burnup for 2005. Drama on that final corner, and here comes Jason Hanley to pick the second place. Somebody's trying to push across the line. It's Rennie Van Weel who was in second place. He's trying to push it across the line to get the third place position. So drama continues right up until the end. Who's going to pinch that third place? It's Andrew Appleton who pinches the third place. Then we've got Vince Kinchin. Then we've got Calvin Tatum. So it all happened on that final corner. Theo Piper, the race in his mercy, drops it on the entry. Rennie Van Weel, let's have a big hand of applause. This young man, he was in third place and he had problems there. He's pushing across the line to pick up the last place in the Solo final. Tremendous performance in these atrocious conditions. But what drama indeed in the 2005 Bonfire Burnup Solo final. I'm sure the riders will come round on a lap of honour. Looks like Paul Hurry is coming round. What a tremendous season Paul has had. He's picked up this Bonfire Burnup for 2005 to go with his European crown, his third place in the World Long Track. Paul Hurry is the Bonfire Burnup winner, and I'm sure the second and third place riders, I'm not even sure they know what place they've got. There was so much drama on that final corner, but I think I'm almost certain Jason Hanley has picked up the second place and Andrew Appleton has picked up the third. So here is Jason Hanley, I'm sure, has picked up the second place. I mean, looking to the mud to see it looks like number 4, Andrew Appleton, that has picked up that third place position in that dramatic 2005 Bonfire Burnup Solo Final. Race 32, the Solo A Final, sponsored by Bob's Videos, the 2005 Bonfire Burnup Final. A win for number 86, Paul Hurry. Second, number 95, Jason Hanley. And third, number 4, Andrew Appleton. Fourth, number 1, Calvin Tatum. Fifth, number 8, Rennie Van Weel. and 6, number 44, Vince Kinchin. Winning time, 1 minute 33.93. 1 minute 33.93. The average speed, 57.14 miles per hour. 57.14 miles per hour. Over to Jim for the final race of the day. Jim, can you repeat the drama in the sidecar final?
Well, I thought we'd already done that before we actually had the solo A final, but you never know. I mean, obviously the biggest disappointment really will be for Richard Thomas and Craig Palmer. They really did look to have the race well and truly under control. Has John Halsey found something that he can adjust? Because he didn't look to be having the speed that Richard Thomas had. Remember, he's on borrowed machinery for this afternoon for this big final. He might have done something while they've had a bit of a break. John Hiscock, who we know is good in these conditions, he might be able to pull it out now after this restart. And I shouldn't forget, of course, Colin Blackburn. He missed the start completely. And will he be able to do better this time? Well, I can see 4 outfits out there. Paul Whitelam, I shouldn't forget either, should I? He'd missed the start completely, got caught up in the traffic, was at the back of the field. Will he get a better start this time? So 5 outfits only. We've got no Matt Turrell and Sean Yates. I don't know whether that's through injury or damage to machinery, or indeed whether they were deemed as being the cause of the stoppage and can't go in the restart. But for whatever reason, we are left with 5 outfits. Any one of them, I really feel, could possibly win this final. And all will be revealed over the next 4 laps. So once again, we see Richard Thomas taking grid 4. John Halsey's out on what potentially does become the racing line. Oh, starter happy, moves away, the tapes go up, away they go. Colin Blackburn has made a very good start this time. Richard Thomas is in amongst the traffic as well. He tucks in behind Colin Blackburn. Looks for a line on the inside, but it is Colin Blackburn that's got away. Colin Blackburn loses the grip coming out of that bend. It means that Richard Thomas is able to stay with him. John Halsey has got up into 3rd place at the moment, and all 3 close down as they go into that top turn. But Colin Blackburn has put it sideways perhaps as Richard Thomas has seen a gap. Richard Thomas gets through on the inside. He tries to take the gear off top and get some vision as he goes into this bottom turn. Richard Thomas and Craig Palmer have got themselves to the front. Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam Jr. have made an error on that top bend. It's not to say it's not all over yet, because Richard Thomas has got a long way to go as they go into that top turn. John Halsey and Jason Glennie trying to stay in contention with that 2nd place. There's a big gap between 2nd and 3rd at the moment, and John Halsey desperately trying to close it as he comes under pressure. And in fact, as I'm saying that, John Halsey, I think he was in 4th place. It's Paul Whitelam that's got through into that 3rd spot. So the battle has been there for that 3rd and 4th place, as at the moment it's Richard Thomas and Craig Palmer, the new partnership for today. As they come round that top bend, they'll see the last lap flag this time. They've got 1 more lap to go as they go past me. Craig pulls another tear off. He wants to keep the vision if he can. He'll be helping the driver as much as he possibly can. You can see how atrocious the conditions are getting. John Halsey's got himself back up into that 3rd place as Paul Whitelam has gone wide. But with just 1 more corner to go in the 2005 Bonfire Burn-Up, it's Richard Thomas and Craig Palmer that lead as they come off that top turn. The checker flag is being made ready for them, and that's the win for 2005. That might keep Richard Thomas in the sport, who knows. A great victory for Richard Thomas and Craig Palmer. Real disappointment when they were leading what looked to be a comfortable race. The race was stopped. They've had to come out and do it again, and that's exactly what they have done. Show them your appreciation when they come round. A tremendous sidecar final for Richard Thomas and Craig Palmer. A partnership of both very experienced driver and passenger coming together for today, and they've turned the goods. Excellent final for Richard Thomas and Craig Palmer. And a good ride from Colin Blackburn. He's been very consistent all day today. He finished in 2nd place, and I did take my eye off the ball there. I think it was indeed 3rd place to John Halsey and Jason Glennie. Oh, indeed, every single one of those outfits fighting with the conditions, fighting with the problems out there on that circuit. But I think you'll agree, as Colin's mentioned already, credit to the organisers, to the marshals, to everybody that's put the effort into putting today's meeting on, not least of course the riders and you the spectators for putting up with this horrible, horrible weather. But we would agree that it's been yet again another one that goes into the history books, the 2005 Burn-Up. The official result for those of you that keep your programmes 100% of race 31 was a win for number 60, Richard Thomas and Craig Parmenter. In second place, number 25, Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam Jr. In third place, number 13, John Halsey and Jason Glennie. In fourth place, number 92, Paul Whitelam and passenger Terry Suter. And in fifth place, number 184, John Hiscock and Gareth Bemister. The winning time was 1:46.07, 1:46.07, 50.60, the average speed.
So I think you'll agree with me, everybody deserves tremendous applause for the efforts put in this afternoon. Very, very difficult out there, absolutely fabulous racing. The true grass trackers came through the floor in those very difficult conditions. So we'll start the presentations then with the solos. In third place in the 2005 Bonfire Burnup, Andrew Appleton.
Bit of both, mate. Well done, mate.
Cheers, thank you.
Well. Yeah. Yeah, no worries. Don't do that now, will you? I'll hold the bottle as well. I'll hold the bottle. Oh, you're alright, mate. No worries.
Bossy he is.
I know he's. Cheers, mate.
Andrew spoke to me last week as well, but it was pretty difficult there. I think it was even harder out there this afternoon, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. You know, I just done that meeting for a bit of fun, and luckily it was good practice for the day. You know, but all credit to everyone that's tried hard today. You know, very tough conditions. A little bit lucky in the final, I think. So I was last. You know, I made a hash at the start, and everyone was dropping like flies. So. But I'll take that. I don't mind.
I think it was a credit to everybody because people were coming through from the back in amazing style, bearing in mind those conditions.
Yeah, it was definitely really tough conditions. There was only one line sort of about 10 foot wide, you know, and if you got over that, then it was so deep, it's hard to hang on. So no, it's all credit to everyone that's tried hard today, and you know, in tough conditions was good.
Ladies and gentlemen, third place, Andrew Appleton. In second place, he's travelled a long, long way to be here today. He doesn't ride every week, but my word, when he rides, he's absolutely brilliant. Man of few words, but fast action on the track, Jason Hanley!
Mate.
Yeah, that's it, thanks a lot.
Well done.
Just a job, tap.
Let's get the bottom off. You at all? Well done, mate. Oh, I don't know that well. Yeah. There you go, Doug.
Yeah, thanks.
Cheers, mate.
Jason, you must put the ride for second place. You're never the quickest of gators, and your first two rides absolutely fabulous the way you were coming through from fourth and fifth place to win races.
Yeah, that's it. It's nice and wet and mucky today, and it's quite good fun. But if a crap starter like me, you can't see, so making it hard work for myself, really.
When I saw the state of the track, I thought, well, somebody like Jason likes a bit rough and ready. He's going to be in his own element this afternoon.
Yeah, it's nice and slippy, but just a bit smooth. It could do a bit rougher as well, really.
How much of that final did you actually see when the riders who were leading the race were dropping like flies, particularly the rider on the last corner? He got it in the bag and he dropped it, didn't he?
Yeah, that's it. I couldn't believe it. He was like led there, then the person that was in front of me, he just backed off and stopped for some reason. I don't know why.
What actually happened to you on that first corner in the final? He went very, very wide. Looked for a moment if you were going to stop.
Yeah, well, I just got filled in and I couldn't see it, and trying to pull a rip off, and I was going straight on, closer and closer to the fence.
Ladies and gentlemen, second place man, Jason Hanley. And the winner of the 2005 Bonfire Burnup got a seat in his hand, third in the Royal Long Track. European champion. It just goes from strength to strength. Put your hands together, please. Paul Hurry.
Stick that on, mate. There's your old thing. Not your trophy. Another one. Another one. Let's hope you mate. Bad, mate. Again. No, I thought you were alright. Brilliant. Well done, mate. It's a bottle if you put.
Paul, you're really good at air racing. You can't look at these two lads and look at you. I mean,
Yeah.
tremendous afternoon, Paul, and it's finalised an absolutely brilliant season for you.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate for Theo. I might go and do my lottery in a minute, I think. Yeah, it's been obviously quite hard work for me this year. I'm coming back from Yarm. And conditions like this really do sort of test you. And full credit to sort of Kevin and Drew, they've stuck at it and they've done the best they can, and it's paid off really, I think. And yeah, it's just a shame with weather, but you can't do nothing about that.
The meeting didn't start off too well for you. Chain came off in practice and problems in your first one. What actually happened in the first one? Was it a chain again?
Actually, the front drive belt broke. And yeah, once that bike was sort of, I didn't have a lot of confidence in that, so I jumped on the second one and yeah, just made do with that really. So
tremendous performance, getting enough points from 3 legs to get you through in the final in the first place.
yeah, obviously when you've dropped your first one, that's what you've got to do. And yeah, it's just nice to come here and have a lucky day really.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2005 Bonfire Burnup solo winner, Paul Hurry.
Get on the podium before we take that away. Okay. Let's have a picture of it. They're all good together. Pose in a bit. That's it. Brilliant.
I'll come down as well.
Yeah, do that. Full kneel.
Full kneel.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Come down.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, first, second and third of solos for 2005 Bonfire Burnup. And the opening Jason Emily and Paul Hurry. Over to Jim then for the Sidecars Awards.
Well, thanks, Colin, and I think really the biggest round of applause goes to all the organisers and everybody today. The riders themselves out there, fantastic effort all afternoon. As we've all been discussing up here, really, in the midst of all of it, there was some fantastic racing out there this afternoon. This is not an easy competition to win. There's always a fantastic lineup, and I think I want to hear a big round of applause for all 3 of our competitors that come up in the sidecars. Finishing 3rd overall, a change of machinery halfway through the afternoon, John Halsey and Jason Glennie.
Well done. Stop that. Cheers, mate. Well played. Cheers, mate. Well done. Get the bottle all. Lovely. Thanks a lot.
The other couple on the other side.
I don't have a bottle, enough. Thank you very much. Hold tight.
And another bottle.
Thank you very much. Well done, Cat. Cheers.
I don't know if you realise actually, I didn't know that Cornell Papers did wine as well, but there we go. John, you got half the track on you.
Yeah, I know, it's no good being at the back, mate.
Well, it's no good being at the back, but I mean, your day was plagued with mechanical problems, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, the bike was going really good for a change. I mean, all the trouble we've had this year, but we dropped the chain in our 3rd heat and it completely knackered all our gear linkage. So we had to borrow Duncan Tuller's bike, which I'd just like to say thanks to Duncan and his crew for lending us his bike.
And obviously getting good in the end.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Like we had the outside gate because we had last pick, but in the first run we were away with Tomo, but in the last one missed it. Well, not missed it, just had a bad start and yeah, just couldn't just get filled in and just plodded away really.
Well, absolutely. I know it's said in the programme that this is the end of the season and the end of your racing career, is that right?
Yeah, this is it. We finished now. Yeah, the bike's all sold and done and dusted and everything's gone. So yeah, this is the last time you'll see us riding. Yeah.
Well, what to say to that, really, Jason? The end.
Yeah, but I think everybody that's standing out there today can also, we've tried our best for 10 or 11 years and I think we've had some great results, great racing. pretty much, I can say, we've reached the top, and you know, I think we've done well. I just want to say, you know, thanks to the family. You know, they've stuck by me for years, really. You know, it's hard going to get away every week. You know, I'm off again for the weekend, for the week. So, you know, a special thanks to my family, really, my brother and my wife and the kids and that. And special thanks to John. If it wasn't for John, we wouldn't be here today having this chat. So, he's been a diamond to ride for, without doubt, absolute diamond.
Well, I think you've used the word a diamond. I think a fantastic racing crew. Yes?
No, I'd just like to thank Mick Steer, who's done me frames for the last, I don't know how long. And yeah, they've been excellent frames. He's a real good guy. And to Phoenix, Leicester, who sort of sponsored me for nearly all my career. And there's lots of other sponsors, but you know, Wolf Sport, and there's loads of others. But I'd just like to say thanks to everyone, and thanks to all the riders and all the passengers that I've known, and Jason and his family, and my family. Like Jason says, it's hard getting away all the time, but you know, you do it, and you have to sort of compromise a bit. But yeah, and thanks to everyone as well for, you know, supporting us all these years.
Well, I think I'm trying hard to come to terms with it, John, and I think everybody here is as well. It seems hard to believe that this is the end of a very long career and a very, very successful career. Ladies and gentlemen, John Halsey and Jason Lenny. So we turn our attention back then to this afternoon's event. Of course, it was the 2005 Burn-Up, finishing in second place, a very impressive qualifying ride this afternoon. They looked as if they were going to do it. They've ended up in second place. Colin Blackburn and Paul Whiteland Jr. They've already got a shower.
Yeah, got a shower. Grab that. Cheers, Mel. Grab that old top, there's nothing here. Well done. Cheers. You old enough to drink then? Yeah. Our first one up here was a work one.
Well, that's right. Not escaping out me having a quick word, because I mean, the way the qualifying was going, it looked like it could have been yours.
We actually struggled a little bit in practice with a bit too much drive, but I think everybody did. And yeah, as we was going through the heats, yeah, it suited us down to the ground. We were getting folks coming and saying, look, you know, get your act together, like, and you'll be there. We didn't get out the gate in the first rerun of the final, but we made a better start in the second one. Probably went a little bit too cautious into the corner, and Richard just gave us a touch and said thank you very much, and away he went. But no, we've enjoyed it.
A great way to finish the season though, isn't it? You know, you're up there in second place. This is the Bonfire Burnup. Obviously the weather's been against us today, but some tremendous racing.
Yeah, very good. It's the first time I've sort of been on the podium at this track. I've had a lot of bad luck at this track, as you know. So yeah, I'm really happy, you know, for the result to be stood up here, you know, on the podium. We finished the season the same as we started it. We had a second place at Astra at their first national, and we're second today. So now we're happy.
Concluded the season well. We'll work out a quick word because tough conditions out there today.
Yeah, there were. We set up came good in the end, and it all came together.
Absolutely came together. Pleased to be up here in second place.
Yeah, very pleased. If it wasn't for rerun, we got to be better in second, maybe third. But yeah.
Well done. Well done indeed. The second place finishers this afternoon, Colin Blackburn and Paul Whiteland Jr. So as always, we get to the position of just one more place to fill. It's the place that's got number 1 on it. It's the winner of the 2005 Burn-Up. This is the name that goes into the history books, and it is all the way from Cornwall with a brand new passenger for this afternoon, Richard Thomas and Craig Palmer.
Put that on. Well done. Brilliant. Grab that one. Number 2 yet. Still at home there. No, I don't think like things of it.
Be careful,
One for you. Yeah, I'll get in the middle, yeah.
He's on the cup.
Here we go. Just smile.
Moving close.
Oi! Well done, brilliant. Brilliant.
Well, that's not Richard. No, hang on. Oh, all right then. Okay, I'll wait. I'll think of something to do while I'm out. Yeah, well, I've still been staying in touch. I've not actually been here.
Carry on.
He always keeps running on me, doesn't he? Right. Richard, where do I start? I mean, you know, I spoke to you this morning. You said you were pleased that Craig was riding for you. See how it's going to go. I tried pushing you and saying what you're going to do next year, and you said, well, we'll see how it goes. You then go out there in the final. You're winning it. Something happens at the back, so it has to stop and rerun. You must have thought it ain't going to happen.
Yeah, I thought after that, after they stopped the first final, to try and do it again in the rerun was going to be impossible. But we had a go and it came through.
Well, you did indeed, and obviously the setup soon this afternoon. I've been going on about the conditions, but really it was just hard for everybody, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean the weather hasn't helped. I mean there isn't a lot you can do to work on the track in these conditions, but I think everybody who's competed this afternoon has struggled and come through in the end.
Well, they have indeed. A great victory. Well done indeed, Richard, and I hope this is going to persuade the decision for next season.
We'll have a sleep on that.
And why did I not expect to get an answer like that? Now, Craig, I know you're a man of many words. You're always so damn easy to interview, but you must have enjoyed it this afternoon.
Yeah, I did, yeah, it was a good laugh. Not so pleased, but yeah, I had fun. And hopefully he was proud of me, you know what I mean?
I think he is proud of you. I think you done a great job this afternoon.
Yeah, I think so as well, actually.
Well, we knew that was going to be difficult. Well done indeed to both of you. The winners of the 2005 Bonfire Burn-Up are, of course, Richard Thomas and Craig Palmer. Thanks, Liz. That's Heath, by the way. He's the man who puts up all the sponsorship.
Otherwise you're all up against the ceiling.
So while I take you the last of the pictures, I've just been given the raffle winning numbers. So before raffle tickets, thank you so much. The prize is going to be obtained from where we'll continue all afternoon. It's a pink ticket 294, it's a green ticket 7, and a green ticket 198. So if you've got any one of those green tickets, you've got a winner. Thank you. When you ring, man. Well done, boys. Before I say all the big thank yous and safe journeys home and all the rest of it, it's Gemma Torres about somewhere. Gemma, if you're about? Yes? Come and join us, Gemma. Well, while I've still got a few of you here, the reason we've asked Gemma to come up and join us is that I know I've not been to that many grass tracks this year, but I understand that we've got our own Susie Perry in the sport now, and Bob's been persuading this lady to learn the hard way and take over from me and do the interviews in the pits. A little thank you for Bob. That's it, I think you're sufficiently embarrassed to Bob, well done. Oh dear. Thanks very much indeed, and of course if you don't know Bob, he's the man that takes all the videos and the DVDs now moving in this modern generation. If you missed any of the sport, then you can catch it up through Bob's organisation. Just remains for me to say I hope you're going to join us in the beer tent, wait for the fireworks. This is the end of the season as far as we're concerned. Look forward to a great season next year. Wherever you're travelling to, have a very safe journey home. Hope to see you in the grass track next season.